It's 11:01. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you here. We've also got our intern name still up in the air. I was told she was given a new nickname by Mr. Kevin Carius, Mac the Knife, but I'm not sold on that one quite yet. But we do have our intern, some caller Mike here on Sports 1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Only available in Leduc. Grab a bag or two. You could get some ground beef. I used that for some tacos and chili a couple weeks ago. It is delicious. So go check them out. Tell him we sent you. Talk to Trent. See what he thinks about maybe the new a new defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Heard they were interviewing a few players. MTR says Connor still likes big body. Well, I don't know if that's suitable. MTR is putting words in my mouth. I don't think I said that exactly, but I feel like for some people that's a good nickname, like a left tackle in football. If that was your name, big body, it'd be good. Josh is laughing. Duke, you with me? No,
I agree. For a left tackle, that would be a good nickname.
Chargers used to call Dexter McCoy Big Body Dex because he was like a 6'4" safety. You know, for some things, that's a good nickname. I never called our intern that. I refuse to believe that I did. But she said something along those lines. Anywho, we'll work on a nickname for Mackenzie. Eminem, the left. What did you say? The left tackle? Left tackle Mackenzie. We're finding it. Eminem, Mac the Knife, Return of the Mac. That's the song we just played coming into here. So we'll figure something out. We got lots of time. But we got to do better than Mac the Knife, I think. Don't tell Carius I said that. I'll deny it. Tiger says, Sidney Crosby's buddies from hockey call him Daryl because of Daryl Sittler. On the Oilers, they call 97 Mac. Call her 97. 97? We'll see. We're working on it. Plenty of time to figure that one out. In the meantime, we'll talk some sports on the show today. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers falling last night in overtime to the Nashville Predators 4-3. The overtime goal, I don't know how heavily scrutinized it was. I saw some people talking about the play for Tristan Jarry. He's trying to make a play. You hope the back check helps him out. I don't blame him entirely on that one. For the Oilers, though, 3 points in 4 nights. I think you take it. And we'll talk about that. We can talk some NFL playoffs as it all gets going again on Saturday. Should be a great slate of games. And then we got the National Championship College Hockey football, on Monday. Taikila says, Conman, how about Fort Mac? You got 3 smirks out of the judges to my right here. Duke, Fort Mac? Pass, okay. All right, sorry, Taikila. That one was moved on pretty quickly. MTR says, Mac the Knife is awful. Carius has completely lost his fastball when it comes to these nicknames. He started off hot, though. Duke, before even meeting Brandon, was a pretty good one. But, yeah, I mean, it's out there. We just got to find it. Miguel says, they're at even odds, but am I crazy for thinking the Broncos should be massive favorites this weekend? Putting my life savings on them. JK.
Always bet responsibly.
Not doing that. Yeah, bet responsibly. I don't know if I would say massive favorites. Like, to me, in playoff football, I want the quarterback who I trust the most to make plays. And honestly, I don't know if in week 18, the Denver Broncos were holding something back just in case they met the Chargers in the next round of the playoffs or their first round. That offense led by Bo Nix did not look good. Like, it was not good. So, yeah, you get the Bills defense, which at times has given up points. But I don't know. I wouldn't say I'd have the Broncos as massive favorites. Like, I feel like Josh Allen can elevate his game. Down another receiver, that's going to be a question. Can they get the game going, the run game, especially against that Broncos defense? But, Duke, I don't know where you come out on this one. I would be okay with the Broncos being favorites, but, I wouldn't say big favorites.
So currently I'm seeing them at -1.5. Which you and I have talked about this before, Connor. Home field in the NFL usually grants you 3 points.
Yeah.
So that tells me that the Bills are technically favorites in this game. Denver's the number 1 seed at Mile High. The elements, home turf, the elevation, take your pick of what factor actually matters in that specific context. I agree the Josh Allen factor is what tips the scales to the Bills here. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with it. The Broncos defense is very good. Josh Allen can make even the best of defenses look silly at times. But I still think, like, outside of the run game for the Bills, I don't really love their offense all the time either. And for the Broncos, they all hands on deck for their own run game. Obviously, without J.K. Dobbins, who is having a really strong start to the year before once again going down to injury, as unfortunate as that may be. But between Jaleel McLaughlin and the rookie R.J. Harvey, I like what they can do in that game too. And I'm still convinced the Bills are incapable of stopping the run. The Jags last week, why they went away from it, I'm really not too sure. I like the Broncos in this game. It's tough to bet against a guy like Josh Allen. I did it last week and lost. I'll be back in that same boat again this week because I'm just not convinced on the Bills as a legitimate contender with the state of their defense and their pass catchers. So, I'll happily eat crow when wrong, as Declan probably smirks at me when the Bills are in the AFC Championship game and people pegging it like this is the Bills' year. There's no Joe Burrow. There's no Patrick Mahomes standing in his way on the path to the Super Bowl that's going to be played in Santa Clara. But I'm just not sold on the Bills as a top-tier team.
See, and to me, like, I thought that the Jags matchup was tougher than the Broncos will be. I thought, the way the Jags were playing, like you said, running the football, Trevor Lawrence was playing some elite football. They found a way. It came down to Josh Allen at the end, getting the job done, leading his offense down the field. I'm just skeptical. Like, I just thought that Broncos offense, like, Bo Nix did not look good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Can he change his game? For sure. And the Bills have given up lots of points.
I think Nix just, like, take the conversation we had about C.J. Stroud on Monday before C.J. Stroud went out there Monday night and did the complete opposite of all that and just copy and paste that in here for Bo Nix. Look after the football. Don't make egregious, dumb mistakes. And your defense will hold you in this game. I am confident about that. Pound the rock, stick to a game plan. I trust Sean Payton as a head coach. This in the past has been like Josh Allen has not disappointed in playoff games. His playoff numbers are near impeccable. The results haven't always been there. Obviously, not yet getting to a Super Bowl. Is that coaching? Is it game plan? Is it the rest of the team? I think all those are worthy considerations going into this game on Saturday.
Dre Greenlaw looking like he's going to play for the Broncos defense. So that'll be big with James Cook coming to town. And I will always say that Broncos home field advantage, mile high. Like, you're playing, obviously, whatever it is above sea level. But the crowd is great there. And, I do think Bo Nix can get the job done. But at times it's been a little underwhelming. Okay. Nail says, what is the intern's full name? Do we go full name?
Well, Kevin was asking her middle name on the show.
Okay, well, we won't go that deep. Mackenzie McLennan is the full name. So someone had said Eminem, which I thought was a fair one. Glenn says mac and cheese. Has anyone ever called you mac and cheese? No. She says no. Scott says call her T-Bone. T-Bone is a sick nickname.
Well, and that might be a Seinfeld reference when George wants to give himself that nickname in the office, but it ends up going to somebody else and he becomes what did they call him?
Oh, he's the monkey, wasn't he?
Coco the gorilla.
Yeah. Apparently Terry Ryan is nicknamed T-Bone in some circles, so it is a real life nickname as well. Maximus as a nickname?
Maximilian.
Some of my friends at school call me Machination.
Machination or Machination?
It's like Machination.
Machination.
We started calling another one of our friends Liz Nation, and then she was just like Machination.
Oh, well, I mean, then we could all become that. Brandon Nation, Connor Nation, Josh Nation.
Connotation.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Hasn't passed my test yet.
Now, this is just my personal opinion on nicknames. You can't force it. It has to come naturally. And I know that's not really Kevin's game. He likes to pick something and then, workshop it and test, like put it in a trial phase and see if it sticks. Sure. But I'm more of a fan of the naturally occurring nickname. And I know Mackenzie's not very fond of it, but yesterday, like when you get on and say, what was your nickname? And you just immediately say Mike when you meant to say Mac, that's funny. And that would take me back to my college days at the University of Alberta. That would have been your nickname till the end of time if something like that had happened. I'm not saying that's what we have to do here, but just as an example.
Well, we'll workshop a few more. Nails says, just keep it simple. Miss Mackenzie.
Miss
Stoney's Jim says, how about Machinator? First name, last name, Micmac. Oh, last name, first name.
Micmac Paddywhack. Give the dog a bone.
Mackenzie, British Columbia.
Oh.
Is that a city or town?
Probably.
I mean, it would make sense. Kenzie freaking Powers from Tub Guy. Tiger says you're not allowed to pick your own nickname. Otherwise, they'd call me Wheels.
Is that a bad nickname? I think that's a cool nickname.
Yeah. Tiger, Josh asks if you're in a wheelchair. Greater Man Jay says Kenzie. MTR says, I agree with Duke. It's either Mike or Big Mike. I think Big Mike is objectively hilarious. Like, you're not that big, you know? So it's kind of a funny nickname that way. Big Mike, it's great. It's like Blindside. Big Mike.
Once again, left tackle.
Left tackle. Exactly. Is he still playing, Michael Orr? He can't be. He's got to be close to 40, hey? Husk says, I would go with Mike. It presents itself as a microphone, MIC. And then we've got Mac Attack as well from Babs. Mac Attack is cool. What's wrong with just using the letter M like James Bond?
What?
That was like the girl who supplied all the weapons? Oh, that was O? Oh. Well, there's the M. Similar. Gregory says, good morning. I have not been able to listen for a few days. Wonder if you guys have mentioned the college football portal situation. It's crazy. Seems like a microcosm of the country right now. All these kids won't be both playing and getting free education. Won't be both playing and getting a free education? I don't know about like the whole college portal situation. I see like a lot of guys, like the old heads are like, well, I would just stay and work my way up. Maybe you would, but you weren't in that situation. Back in the day, if you wanted to sit out and transfer, you had to sit out for the entire year. Unless you went down to JUCO, right? So it was a little bit of a different situation. In that, like you might as well just hang around your big program and try to battle for a spot that next year. I kind of like it. I kind of like it and dislike it, to be totally honest with you. Like I don't like seeing these guys play for 4 programs and then graduate. Cam Ward played for 3?
Mm-hmm.
He was Arnett Ward or whatever, and then was he Washington? Anyways. Yeah, it's an interesting part of the game. Then you throw in the money as well. That complicates things. Mad Mac from Tykeela. Mac the Mike. The Maxter. Mike Drop Mackenzie. Randy says, Kevin's nicknames are weak. Chucker for Yaremchuk, and he thinks it's great.
He's the only person I've ever heard call Ty that, and it's the only thing he refers to Ty as.
Yeah.
It's Chucker. Hey, Chucker.
Chucker. It's not a bad nickname.
It's funny. Like, it's just so on brand with Kevin because, like, Jamie Thomas out in Winnipeg, friend of the station, he'll call him Tommy Boy. Also, the only time I've ever heard him referred to as that. It's funny.
Yeah. I don't mind Chucker. I think that's a good one. CH, what's her full name? Her full name is Mackenzie McLennan. Mackenzie, can we get a mic on you? Do you have a Twitter account? Any social media you want to promote right now? People can find you.
Yeah, you can. I guess my Twitter. I don't really use it though. Like I don't like post.
Well, you can use it though. Get it going.
Yeah. Just Mac MAK McLennan. Fun fact: my mom didn't put a C in my name, so people wouldn't call me Mac.
Yeah.
And that has been the dominant name that people know me as.
Now everyone just can call you Mac.
Exactly.
Or Mike.
Or Mike.
One of the two. Okay. So it is your name, Mac McLennan on X. Go find her, give her a follow, and at her. Give her a nickname that you maybe want to roll with going forward. Triple C and Trucks' best way to find out a nickname is to do in or out. So like
that
Duke has to pick
that
one.
is how Liam got his nickname, was the infamous in or out session saying toast was a top 5 breakfast food. He became toasty. Outside of that might be the only real one that came from that, but it is an excellent opportunity. That usually comes a little further down the line though.
Once he gets into that spot.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Just Gregory followed up on the portal thing. 4,000 kids in the portal. And I thought I saw I don't know how accurate it was, so I wouldn't have brought it up unless you did. But like a good chunk won't find new schools, which is crazy because like why would you even risk it if you're not going to find a new spot? It's a wrinkle. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I had picked a program and you're committed, unless there's a coaching change for whatever sport it might be, head coach goes somewhere else, then yeah, maybe you want to follow them, maybe you want to check something else out. But I feel like just sticking to your program, staying loyal might be a good way to do it. The other guy's movie, Dirty Mac and the Boys. Nah, I don't think we're gonna call her that one. Well, maybe one day when she hosts this show, that's what this show can be called. But I don't want to start calling people Dirty Mac, Dirty Mike. We'll take a break. When we come back, more text 1-833-401-1440. If you do have a nickname for Mackenzie, you can let us know. It is Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Saturday nights were made for Oil Kings Hockey and Ice District. Family fun that's second to none, starting at just $20 a seat.
This Saturday, your Edmonton Oil Kings face the Tri-City Americans at Rogers Place for the first time in 2 seasons.
The Oil Kings will be wearing a specialty fan-designed jersey that'll be auctioned and raffled off with proceeds going to charity.
Plus, score Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less.
The Edmonton Oil Kings get a rare visit from the Tri-City Americans, Saturday at 7.
Great seats at Rogers Place start at only $20 at oilkings.ca.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Cantork has always been a forward-thinking company, but now that we've turned 25, I can't help but take a minute to take a look back. Thank you to everyone that's been with us along the way.
When picking a New Year's resolution, try to avoid things you have no influence over.
Like bringing home the cup? That would be awesome.
But completely outside your control. Instead, pick something you can control, like bringing home some Will Hawk beef jerky.
That would also be awesome. But what if we brought the cup home to Canada and it was filled with Will Hawk beef jerky?
Okay, I'll allow it.
Will Hawk beef jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win cups with salad.
Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Escape the cold and catch the hottest sports action at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Not a bad seat in the house. All the games and tons of big screens. Plus, Selly's menu has something for everyone, along with game night food and drink features. And this January, Oilers watch parties continue. So bring your friends and cheer loud and proud. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Oh, new year, new me, right?
How about a resolution you'll actually enjoy?
This January, resolve to get a better ride at Miss Q4. It's the New Year, New Ride event. Leave last year's vehicle in the rear view mirror and start 2026 in a brand new Ford. Get rebates as high as $10,000 or choose interest rates as low as 0%. Now that's a resolution you can stick to. Visit Nisku Ford today or browse our new inventory at niskuford.ca. Above expectations.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas.
This is Sports 1440. Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Only available in Leduc. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, intern Mackenzie. I called him Sam the intern for so long. It just felt like we never really got a great nickname for him. So that's why we're kind of pressuring this situation to see if we can find one. I kind of Sam the intern, Mac the intern. Yeah, Sam the record man. That was Kevin's. Another one I wasn't. I wasn't in on it totally. It didn't roll off the tongue for me. We'll figure it out. Thank you guys for tuning into the show today. This segment's going to be for elksnation.ca, 2-weekly podcast with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold, the most in-depth double E football coverage you will find anywhere, plus articles and more. Go pay them a visit online, elksnation.ca, or check out the podcast, YouTube, and all that. Last night, the Oilers losing tonight, just 4 games on the schedule. Golden Knights and Kings meeting in Los Angeles. Of the Rangers and the Sens, Flyers, Sabres, and the Devils hosting Jordan Eberle and the Seattle Kraken out in Newark. We can talk about those games this evening. Duke, you mentioned Mike Tomlin and what's going on there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, he decides to step away from the team. I feel like it wasn't just him deciding to step away, and probably a little more to it, discussions behind the scenes. But we're hearing this season he will be stepping away from football. If he wants, I would think an analyst job would be his for the taking. But what do you think the future holds for Mike Tomlin? Because, even without the Super Bowls, whoever gets him next is going to get a hell of a coach.
Yeah, I could see it being a Vrabel type situation. You step away for the year, nothing jumps out at you, reflect. I mean, he's been at it for so long now, right? It's such a time consuming job. And even the off season, there's not really much of an off season when you're a head football coach of an NFL team. So, take a deep breath, reevaluate, and then come next off season or even the upcoming year. I know he says he's going to take the year off. The right team comes knocking from a midseason coaching change or opens up on next year's Black Monday. Yeah, he will have no shortage of offers. I'm sure of it.
If you go through some of the teams that could potentially, like not this year, but next year, if the Bills don't win this year and struggle next year, could Sean McDermott be out? And then would you look at Mike Tomlin? The Panthers, no with Canales. Chicago Bears, no. Cards, Falcons, Ravens will all be on first-year head coaches. The Bengals with Zach Taylor, would he go in the division, you think?
Zach Taylor's looking around the rest of the AFC North right now, kind of doing the John Travolta meme in Pulp Fiction, just arms out to his side, not really sure what's going on. Because if you had told me after this season, name one coach in the AFC North that deserves to be fired, I probably would have said Zach Taylor.
Or his GM.
Well, both in an ideal world, but
how about potentially the Lions or the Packers next offseason?
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz out there, mostly from Packers fans who are they're tired of Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that, once again, it feels like we've been saying this about so many fired coaches this year. If you fire him, he would be immediately the top of several teams' lists. He's that good of a coach. It's had some rough moments. The game against the Buccaneers that we talked about yesterday or on Monday. Even this most recent one against the Bears, the clock management, the game plan in the second half, it was not very good. But he's still a good coach. And the rest of the NFC North, would be, I think, licking their lips a little bit at the idea of not having to coach against Matt LaFleur at least 2 times a year.
I think so. Yeah, maybe he's not getting you over the hump to that championship. But if you're a team that struggles, then you look at him and say, yeah, we would take him in a second with that experience. The more I look at it, Duke, I'm thinking there are some good opportunities if Mike Tomlin, because my first thought was, who's to say there's going to be any good job openings next year?
There's always good jobs every year.
The way I look at it, there's a couple teams. If they struggle and not all the teams I mentioned are going to win, you got a chance to add Mike Tomlin, I think you go for it. Jeff on the farm says LaFleur's a good OC, not a great head coach. He's a good head coach, no doubt. Great. I guess that would be up for debate. I think maybe another go around with another team. Maybe that would do something for him, but I think he's a good head coach. And I think he's a great OC.
Just before we jump away from the Packers.
Sure.
I follow a lot of Chicago Bears reporters, personalities, fans even online. And I think the Bears fans might be getting a little high on their horse after they beat the Packers 2 out of 3 times this year. But the discussion that I'm seeing is the Packers. You have back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks that span, what are we talking, like 30 years between the two of them? You won 2 Super Bowls in that time. Is that not good enough? We consider the Packers the benchmark organization, franchise, right? The way they handle their players, the facilities, the organization, grade A, first class, top down. But in a world where we judge things off of results, and you get the benefit of 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks to an extent falling in your lap, right? The way Rodgers fell in the draft. Favre, I think they brought over from like a Falcons training camp. Was that how that went, right?
Yeah.
And they won 2 Super Bowls. That's great. That's more than a lot of other teams have won in the past 30 years. But is it good enough if you're the Packers in their own standards?
Well, that's it, right? I mean, in that time, there was a couple dynasties. I don't know if the Cowboys would have overlapped them in the early 90s for Favre.
That would have been the start of Favre, wouldn't have it?
Yeah, but then you've had the Chiefs, you had the Patriots. You also had Peyton Manning in there.
How many Super Bowls did they go to?
I think they only lost the 1, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you're naming off some of these great franchises. They all played in the AFC.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Duke, I would sell my left arm for 2 Super Bowls.
I would do bad things to get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's fantastic. And that's like going back to what we talked about, like losing teams would love Matt LaFleur. He's been in the league as a head coach for 7 years, 6 playoff berths, 3 division titles. He's got a record of 76, 40, and 1. That's a 654 winning percentage. That's better than Mike McCarthy. That's better than Mike Sherman. That's not better than Mike Holmgren, who won a Super Bowl with them. But that's neither here nor there. That's a pretty good run. So I don't know. It's such a competitive league, and there's so many good things. And I think that's a fair point. Like, is that enough with 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks? But geez, I would take it. Oh my gosh. I just want to see one in my lifetime. I'm on the back 9 now. I might not see it. There's no guarantees.
And Connor, the Ravens and the Steelers both need a new head coach now. They were the 2 longest serving guys in the league, and Harbaugh and Tomlin. Maybe you saw this list already, or you can just name it off the top of your head. Can you name, like, in order now, the longest tenured head coaches with their current teams in the NFL? There's currently 9 jobs. That was over a quarter of the league currently vacant.
Longest tenured?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't tell you.
Could
McDermott?
You guess? McDermott is tied for second at 9 seasons. And he is tied with, these would have been, because I'll be honest, the number 1 name kind of escaped me. My 2 guesses would have been Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, who are also tied for second. They are hired in the 2017 cycle. 9 years with their respective teams.
I mean, he's been there since Alex Smith, so it's got to be Andy Reid.
It's Big Red. 13 years in Kansas City for Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And you talk about a guy that
sense.
How long did he go before winning a Super Bowl? Coached the Eagles for 14 years.
Yeah.
And then a couple with the Chiefs before, guess what? He got Patrick Mahomes. He had some great teams, great players in Philly. But that just kind of goes to show how hard it is to win a Super Bowl. If that's your only grade on success, then I think you might be a little bit disillusioned.
Yeah.
Regardless of what team you root for. If it's the Packers, if it's, the Texans, the Chargers, organizations that people don't necessarily put in that same class as the Steelers, the Packers, and some more historic teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Zach Taylor tied for 5th longest tenured head coaches.
It's crazy. Like there's not much patience right now with NFL head coaches.
No, like these one and done coaches are becoming, I don't want to say popular, but much more the norm than we saw in the past. Before, it used to be to get fired after 1 year, you had to have like a scandal or something. Or like Hugh, the Browns coach that coached for 2 years, went 0-16 and then 1-15.
Yeah.
He even got 2 years. What, 1-31?
Hugh Jackson.
Man, he was bad.
Because the Texans had their coach they had for 1 year as well, right?
The David Culley.
Yeah.
Ravens wide receiver coach hired as their new head coach.
It never made sense. But what did I say? Like, you can go back to the film, the shows, when the Raiders hired Pete Carroll. I said, you got to give him 3 years. This can't be a 1 year thing.
Needs runway.
You have to give him time to build the culture. No, 1 year, and now they're doing it all over again. And now, whoever it is, I do think it's a very good head coaching job. There's lots of cap space. You're going to have Fernando Mendoza, who I'm going to be forced to dislike. But, and then Ashton Genty, and then you've also got Brock Bowers. So, there's some nice cornerstone pieces for the franchise. But, holy cow, Mark Davis, Brady, everyone else, give this next coach some time because you're not going to turn it around in 1 year.
They should bring back special teams guy. That was the interim head coach. I'm fighting for names today. He's now in Green Bay.
Rich
with
Bisaccia?
Bisaccia.
Yeah, he's great.
He was great on the interim, and then they decided to hire, was that McDaniel?
I think so.
Oh.
And then they went Antonio
and then they
Pierce.
fired McDaniel and bring in another interim guy who just beat the Chiefs on Christmas. And was like, that's our man.
Was that Pierce?
Yeah.
Because he beat the Chargers by like 40 and smoked cigarettes.
Yeah, and it was Easton Stick.
It was Easton Stick, yeah.
I watched that game on the bus going to a Critters game. It was towards the end of the year, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, and I think I bet on it in some way or another, and just watching the Chargers get their absolute asses handed to them.
Sorry, it wasn't cigarettes. They were smoking cigars. And you're like, they just like won the Super Bowl.
Cigarettes would be better.
And then the next day, the Chargers fired Brandon Staley and Tom Telesco. And then the Raiders hired Tom Telesco. They're like, oh, that was great. Let's hire him. It made no sense. But some stability for the Raiders franchise would be good. MTR says Pete Knight might not have 3 years left on the earth. No disrespect. Well, man, that guy's
old.
He's active. But if that's the case, then why are you hiring him? Like, it's just such a mess. Who could have predicted it? Chris says, mac and cheese. Lock it in. Husk says, iMac. We already have a texter named iMac. You can't have an intern iMac as well. Bro to Chase. Now, here's some good creativity. How about Mac 11? How about Frenzy McKenzie? Kind of rhymes. Roland says, hey, guys, you know what the spread is for the Niners and the Seahawks? Go Niners from Roland. I did have it in front of me.
I see 7.5 laying for the Hawks at home from Lumen Field.
There you
in
go.
the Pacific Northwest.
That's
a lot of points, but they beat that same team in the second last week of the regular season. And the Niners now don't have Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep piling up on injuries. I was really impressed with how the Niners beat the Eagles. Didn't really see it coming. Can't believe I'm putting my faith in Sam Darnold, but I think the Hawks win this game. To cover 8, like 7.5, that's quite a lot for divisional opponents and a divisional round playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get the best from the Niners. Like, they're They're not just going to lay down.
Yeah.
It'll be competitive.
I think the Hawks win this game, but I could see the Niners covering 7.5 points for sure.
I think that's fair. Got an email from Cam Tate. Says,
wow.
Hey, Connor. He didn't actually say that. He just said, can you please let people know I'm looking to tell a coach's minor hockey week story on 2-minute warning. So if anybody has a story for minor hockey week as a coach, please email cam@sports1440.ca. He wants to tell your stories this week during the 2-minute warning on the Jason Gregor show. So any coaches who've played the overtime, let Cam know. He'd like to hear the story. cam@sports1440.ca.
I'd like to hear the story of whoever was coaching the alumni team in the media alumni game 2 years ago that to start overtime sent out Ladislav Schmid, Chris Dingman, and one of your U18 AAA players to go up against us, the media team, sending out our 3 U18 AAA players, and how they thought that was a good idea, that opposing coach.
You don't think it's a good idea to send out 2 former NHLers?
In like a media alumni game?
Playing to win, baby.
Yeah, we could tell that they were playing to win.
Did they win?
Yeah.
Who scored the winner, Laddie?
I think it might have been Dinger. Probably on a breakaway.
Oh, of course.
And listen, we played overtime for the sake of entertainment for the fans, and it's minor hockey week. You got to do the overtime. Keep knocking it down till it's 1-on-1. The actual score of that hockey game was probably like 30-3. It was a tough look for us. Really tough look.
Yeah, well.
And the question was, why was Laddie on the alumni team? He's in the media now. Should have been on our team.
That's like in D3, Mighty Ducks, when
it's not this again.
Adam goes on to play for not the varsity team, right?
I thought he does play for the varsity team and the rest of the Ducks are JV.
Yeah, he plays for varsity, and then they get him back for the final game. You had an advantage. You had one of us. And they get him back. We'll take another break here. When we come back, more text into 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Happy New Year. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for everything in 2025. With your help and your support, we fed almost 500 families. We donated to various charities in the Edmonton area, and we're going to do it again in 2026. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Big guests, bigger takes. Jason Gregor brings the names you know and the stories you don't. Weekdays, 2 to 6 on Sports 1440. Don't miss a minute of the action on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
A pizza from Papa John's is already pretty great, but you know what's even better? 2 pizzas from Papa John's. For a limited time, get a medium 1-topping pizza for only $6 when you order any large specialty pizza at regular menu price. Whether you're feeding your family, your team, or yourself, get your next meal from your locally owned and operated Papa John's with a $6 1-top medium when you order any large specialty at regular menu price. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
Happy New Year from Metal Supermarkets. They'd like to thank you for making them your place to shop for metal and for quick, efficient precision cutting and metal bending. If your resolutions for 2026 include a new project, commercial or residential, they're here to help. And speaking of resolutions, I've taken up pickleball.
11-0. I win.
Great. Now I can nap.
It's best of 3.
Not in my kitchen, kid. Metal Supermarkets, the local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhock Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:42. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, Eminent as well with joining us. That's the latest nickname that came in from Len. Eminent. To me, that is like too epic for a radio intern nickname. It sounds like a performer's name or like a WWE superstar. Eminent. Macro Domination from X-Ray Gogs. These are too fancy. We've jumped the shark. We need simple. Simple is good. Mac and cheese. M&M. Big Mac. Big Mike. Those are the ones to choose from, in my opinion. Text line is 1-833-401-1440, and the show's brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. WilhockBeefJerky.com. Adam Thielen officially announcing his retirement from the NFL. He wanted one more run at the playoffs. Was released by the Vikings to try and do so. The Pittsburgh Steelers claimed him, and that's where it ended on Monday night.
Mankato legend.
Yeah. Honestly, like, heck of a career for Adam Thielen. Undrafted, did special teams, worked his way up, and became an all-pro. So pretty good. Pro Bowl for sure. Just saw the tweet now, Declan today. On the Let Off Lowtide saying there'll be rumors at 12:20. At 1 o'clock, it'll be Kevin McCurdy. Talking Oilers, of course. And then at 1:40, Duncan with Declan, taking a look around the NBA. Today on the Jason Greger Show, we'll have Mike Rupp joining us from the NHL Network's Stanley Cup champion. Former Dansbury Trasher as well. At 5 points and 5 assists playing for them. We'll have Tyler Yaremchuk from Oilers Nation. Business of Sport with Rich Winter, Mark Spector, and Derek Van Diest. So keep it locked here on Sports 1440 throughout the rest of your day here. We had Park Boy Ash saying the Niners have Trent Williams for this one. Not a guaranteed win, but should help. He's their best player. Yeah, I mean, he's a weapon along the offensive line. That defense, though, for Seattle Seahawks is brilliant. Duke, you tell me if this is accurate.
Okay.
I saw a tweet. I won't give the person credit because I don't know who tweeted it, but it was like the Seattle Seahawks defense. You know, we can do this, we can do that. Players in, players out. McDonald mastermind. Houston Texans defense. Line them up. I think it's just, we're going to rush 4. We got 2 guys that can cover and try and beat us.
The Texans defense is almost perplexing how good it is because they don't disguise anything. They don't run these complicated packages. It's like, we've got these 4 guys up front that can do damage. The linebacking core is rock solid. Like, they just swarm to the ball. Jalen Petrie at safety is an absolute menace in terms of tackling, and he's not too bad in coverage either. And then, yeah, like between Kalen Bullock, Karami Lassiter, and Derek Stingley on the back end, you're pretty comfortable in what those guys can do coverage-wise. You always say it, Connor, what does a good defense need to do? Rush and cover. And you can have a great front, but if you have a terrible secondary, it's almost moot because guys will be open. And if you have a great secondary and no rush, well, once again, it's moot because eventually NFL caliber receivers can get open if you give them enough time to snake around and get creative the longer a play draws out. So both things put together, Texans can do it. So can the Seahawks, but they just do it in a little bit of a different fashion. Yeah, you'll usually have success. So I like it. Big reason why I'm coming into this divisional round game against the Patriots with some confidence.
Yeah, Texans 4 sacks in game 1. That was third in the playoffs. The Chargers and Patriots combining for 11. Patriots had 6, Chargers had 5 in their first matchup. Just if you go through it, I want to check it out in the regular season where your Houston Texans ranked among sacks, because they don't blitz that often. And that's because they can get home with 4. They had 47 sacks, so they were tied with Seattle and the LA Rams, teams that were better than them. Steelers, Vikings, Lions, Browns, Falcons, Broncos. Now we know the Browns were just Myles Garrett and his shattering records. You take him out of their lineup and it's quite the drop off. But when it comes to blitz rate from the regular season, the Texans, only blitzed 21% of the time.
That's the lowest, is it not?
No, it's not. Bengals, Rams, Eagles, Chargers, Titans, Packers, Bills, Raiders, Seahawks.
Oh, wow.
Above them. So, yeah. But it's on the lower percentage. On the flip side, if you're wondering, the Vikings, who had a lot of sacks, blitzed 48% of the time. That Flores defense we know to be ultra aggressive, but that just kind of shows like the Texans can get home, and they're not just relying on fancy blitzes or anything. And I think that's kind of cool, like just to line up that base defense and be like, we don't care what you're doing. We're just going to do our job and we'll do it well.
If you got the personnel.
2 of your receivers are going to be covered very tightly, and we're going to get to the quarterback fast. And then that gives your linebackers just kind of free reign to make some plays. MTR says Darnold has 0 passes in the 2 games against San Fran this year. Both games, the Seahawks had 13 points. Don't write San Fran off yet. Also said the Niners played 2 high safeties all game week 18. They should play single high, load the box, and make Darnold make plays. That's what I'm thinking.
Challenge him.
You got to watch out for Jackson Smith-Njigba because he can make you pay. But take away the run, make Darnold beat you. I think that's 100% got to be the game plan. Mac says, this is a texter, Mac. Big Mac with medium fries and Diet Coke. That's what I wish everyone would call me, at least. That's a pretty wordy nickname, though, Mac. I think like Mac is just a cool name. I think like my name does not have a cool nickname that rolls with it.
The Con Man? They call him the Con Man.
Like, if your name is Mackenzie, boy or girl, you can just call him Mac. That's a cool name. That's why we named our guy.
How come more Mackenzies don't just go by Z?
Maybe that's what we should roll with. Z. Intern Z? Just Z?
Like Andrew. There's lots of Andrews that go by Andy or by Drew.
Yeah. Well, we named our guy Benjamin, but he's Benny to me.
Benny boy.
I think Benny's a cool name. Joshy? Nobody really calls anyone
Joshua.
That. Joshua. Hooah. Maybe that could be Josh's nickname. No, he doesn't look too into it. No, maybe it's Z. Or would it be Zed in Canada?
Mackenzie.
No, we're figuring it out. Big Mac works too. Max says. That's just the one that's too easy. But like that doesn't mean it's bad. I'm sure if your name is Mackenzie or Mac, you've been called Big Mac tons in your life. MTR also saying that Warner and Ricky Pearsall both practiced. Yeah, Warner,
I saw Warner's aiming for a potential NFC championship return should the Niners
tough.
Get the win this Saturday.
But Pearsall's got to get out there.
Yeah.
Got it out.
Like, dude, you got shot a year and a half ago. I know that's not the reason he's injured, but get over it.
Yeah. Suck it up.
I'm just a little sour grapes. He was supposed to be a big part of my fantasy team this year and was largely a huge letdown.
But when he played, he wasn't that bad.
He's effective
right?
when he plays, but what's the best ability? Availability.
Yeah, that's true. Farintosh Josh says Macarama.
Macarama.
Macarena? Macarama? Mac K? Mac T? Mac K? Phil's working it out via the text line, and I'm kind of working it out with him. Mac K. Yeah. Mac K. Mick
yeah,
T?
this is an open forum. Just send in your thoughts.
Phil, you're making me look silly here. Macintosh? It's getting almost no reaction from the panel over here. Don't be surprised if Warner plays. He told his teammates he was eyeing divisional round a few weeks ago. We hope so.
It would be a huge boost for them that could make a big difference on that defense that has bled at times.
Hey, I got no horse in the race anymore, so I just want the best players out there for good football.
Give me the best football.
That's all I want.
I don't care about anything else. That's easy for Connor to say. His team's out. They lost.
Well, that's what I started the sentence with. I have to rub it in. Yeah, I want them to be. I just want good ball. We saw great ball last week until the last two games. Those two games weren't great.
Yeah, the Monday Nighter was not very exciting.
Nor was the Sunday Nighter.
Well, the Sunday Nighter was terrible.
It was competitive until the end. And Drake May, who you can only hope to contain.
CJ Stroud kept the Monday Nighter exciting by continually giving the ball back to the Steelers.
Yeah, keeping it close until
just fumbling, rumbling.
Until his defense was like, "Hey, we got to take this game over."
Don't worry, little bro, we got this.
Kenny Z,
stretching every element here.
Kenny Zoe, Kenny Z. This is Steve from Drum Heller. He's sending in multiple texts. It's not just me. Maxter.
Max.
When I was a kid, I had an invisible friend.
End of story.
Named Baxter. So that's
Baxter.
Yeah. Because Baxter was a fly in the Ninja Turtles. So whenever I did something bad, I would blame it on Baxter.
This raises so many more questions than it even could think of answering.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why would you name your invisible friend after a fly from the Ninja Turtles?
He was like a scientist that turned into a half man, half fly. I was like 2. I don't know.
Baxter.
I mean, it's so weird.
And why are you blaming him for all your wrongdoings? Take ownership, Connor. Accountability.
No, it wasn't me. It was Baxter.
Broken lamp in the living room. Your parents come in. Connor, what's happened? I don't know. That boy Baxter at it again.
Yeah. It's so weird to have just make up a friend. Oh, what a loser I was.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a...
Not that I recall. I was too busy out hanging with my real friends. Macking on chicks.
2 years old. Well, you were working at the farm, probably milking cows.
Mm-hmm.
Doing those.
My friends were the animals, Connor.
Yeah.
All my cats in the barn, my dogs. Not the cows. They were my enemies.
Well, MTR says I love Connor. So relatable. Yeah. Anyone else have invisible friends?
Name Baxter. Specifically.
I think the term is imaginary, not invisible, but imaginary.
Well, both apply though, because we can't see them, so they are invisible as well.
Corey said, "Oh, this is a good one. Actually, is she from the country? Yeah, Country Mac. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Probably.
Yeah, that's
you guys don't get that one.
That's a reference that is. It's not niche because it's a very popular show, but it is like singular in its reference.
Corey, I think for me, that's a really good one. I don't know if it'll catch on, but Country Mac might be a really good one to look with going forward here because she kind of from the country. Maybe people in. I don't want to dox her whole life, but from her location, they might disagree. But I think, to me, from Edmonton, it's country.
To someone like Connor, that's the sticks, man.
That's country. All right, that music means we are done. Thank you guys for the text today, joining us. Tomorrow we'll talk more sports. We'll try to, at least. We'll try to hammer out this nickname as well. For Country Mac, Josh, the Duke, I'm Connor Halley. We appreciate you guys listening. We'll do it again tomorrow, like we mentioned. But first, let's get to a Sports 1440 update with Brandon Douglas, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Only available in Leduc.
The Sports 1440 update.
4-game slate in the NHL tonight. The Devils host the Kraken at the Rock in Buffalo. The Sabres taking on the Flyers. Senators head to MSG to play the Rangers. And the nightcap Pacific Division matchup between the Golden Knights and the LA Kings. Montreal Canadiens extending forward Alex Texier on a 2-year, $5 million deal. Team announced earlier this morning. currently on a 1-year, $1 million contract with the Habs. Texier after being released by the Blues earlier this season. Edmonton Oil Kings kick off a home-and-home tonight with the Medicine Hat Tigers. Puck drop 7 o'clock from Rogers Place, and lone game on the PWHL schedule has Toronto and Boston playing the Fleet. NBA action this evening, 7 games total. Raptors back at it. They play the Pacers from Indiana, tip-off at 5 o'clock. Elsewhere, Sixers host the Cavaliers, Brooklyn in New Orleans, Dallas taking on Denver, and the Knicks in NorCal against Sacramento. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
The BCHL All-Star Game is coming to the Thompson Family Arena in Spruce Grove. The league's best players will go head-to-head